Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another event idea video. Now, of course, this is my annual Treehouse of Horror event idea video. Of course, I do one of these every year. It's not really a prediction, it's more just like every year I like to just do a different Treehouse of Horror, idea that I think could work really well as an update for the Treehouse of Horror. So last year I think I did like a princess idea, or it was kind of like a fairy tale-ish idea. The year before that I think I may have done the Day the Earth Stood Stupid video, which basically was like a War of the Worlds event. And I think the year before that I did a zombie event. So this year I figured we'd do a Rigel 7 themed event, because I do really think there is still a lot of content, enough content for them to do a Rigel 7 themed event. And yeah, so we're going to be doing that today. So let's get into it. Starting off, the Rigilians are in Springfield looking for a place to call home, as apparently their planet has been taken over by Rigel 8. They need a new place to go. A lot of Springfielders don't really welcome them, but Lisa is all up for it, so you make Lisa welcome the Rigilians and make Homer be scared, and this will unlock the event. So there's going to be 4 currencies for each act. The first act will be human cookbooks, the second act will be human zoo tickets, the third act will be human whips, and the fourth act will be converter parts. So let's get into the event. So starting off, the super premium item is going to be space broccoli for $8.99 or pounds. I don't know why I put $8.88 there. Yeah, so this is just like a minor little character who shows up in the episode where they mention, he's space broccoli, and he gets mad about Earth broccoli or something. Yeah, just a minor little thing, but I thought it was funny enough. I didn't really want it to be an NPC. I kind of figure like a character could do justice for this one, but then I didn't want to throw any of the actual Rigilians, like the actual proper Rigilians, into the super premium. So I thought the space broccoli, who is I guess a native Rigilian, but doesn't look like a Kang and Kodos. I figure he would be a nice kind of middle ground as the super premium. So yeah. And then in the store for Act 1 is the Hall of Ceremonies with the Rigilian Bagpiper for 150 donuts. So yeah, not a major character. You will notice that a lot of my premium characters are kind of minor Rigilians. I kind of wanted to keep the more major Rigilians for the prize track, and it does make the premium combos a bit crappy, but I don't know, I think it'd be cool to get some more Rigilians like this, getting like just this guy who plays the bagpipes and then doing something with his character and building up on it. Plus he has lines and stuff, so I think it's warranted to add him. And obviously he's playing the bagpipes for this for the bodies that are obviously getting dropped out of here, so it makes sense that he would come with this building. So the quest line: Lisa in the town, welcome the Rigilians to town, and Lisa wants to visit the bagpiper to see a traditional Rigilian funeral ceremony. Lisa asks Kang and Kodos if she can see it, and they say of course, as long as she brings her whole family. So you do some tasks and you will unlock the rocket to your doom with Kang, and if you don't, if you already have both Kang and the Rocket to Your Doom, then you just get a token instead. So this is the only time I've done this, but I think it is sometimes cool and necessary to add, a character to the prize track like this. So the reason as to why Kang has been added to the prize track is because I think I want him to be involved in the quest line and, actually sending him to do tasks and stuff, and the only way you can really do that is to include him for all players, so chuck him on the prize track. And I'm happy for this to take like a place up if it means that the story and the way that the event works makes more sense, because if you want you want Kang involved, you've got to give Kang to all the players. So yeah, I figure why not take up a place in the prize track to give us both Kang and the Rocket to Your Doom, which kind of is the the main building where this episode is kind of based off. This event's kind of based off from that one episode. It also goes into the Treehouse of Horror segment with the Avatar parody as well. It's kind of based on both those episodes. The Man Who Came to Be Dinner, I think is what it's called, and then also that one segment, the Avatar parody from the other episode. Those are the 2 main episodes it's based on. So Homer is not wanting to go, Bart just wants it over with, and Marge doesn't want to see dead alien bodies. The Bagpipe Man starts his rendition as Kang takes the family to his ship. He tells the family to describe what they taste like. They're confused. So you unlock Kang and Kodos' ship after doing a bunch of tasks. Now, Obviously, we have Kang's crash ship and we have Kodos' crash ship. I think we should just have a working ship, just call it Kang and Kodos' ship, and have that one just kind of be floating in the air. And I think this one could be warranted as a building just because it does, it's where they live and stuff, and presumably do their business and stuff. So, I don't know, I think it warrants being added as a building. Plus, this event doesn't have tons of buildings in it, I can't lie, so I think it would be a nice little bonus if it did. Homer wants out, and even Lisa wants out now, but Kang and Kodos argue that now that they're a part of the ceremony, it would be disrespectful to exit now. Lisa just suggests that they try find some loopholes out of this situation, and then you do some tasks and you unlock these Rigel 7 billboard bundles. So you get both the Larry B. Zebelzorp attorney and also the Rigilian cream advert, whatever it is, this cream lotion thing. The family's efforts to escape don't work, and they're stuck and brought to Rigel 7 Royal Arena, where they're going to be eaten. Many Springfielders are there, it turns out to be there too, and all this whole funeral ritual was actually just for them, not the Rigilians. So you do your tasks and all that, and you unlock the Rigel 7 Royal Arena. So this one's slightly interior. I think they can make it kind of look like a coliseum. So obviously just take what this looks like here with your little seats and all that, and make it look like a really nice coliseum with like an open roof so you can see all this. And I think it could work actually as a building. So yeah, obviously it'd have to be semi-tapped out exclusive, but I think they could make it work. And then Shrek the Preparer, he's there and ready to cook the Simpsons and all of Springfield, but Lisa tells Kang and argues that all the fast food, the sugar, it just makes them really, really unhealthy meals. And Shrek, he does some tests and he agrees these humans would cause them all sorts of blocked arteries and other medical problems. They're a very unhealthy meal. So you do all your tasks and you unlock Shrek the Preparer. So obviously Shrek the Preparer is like an OG Rigilian. In the very, very first segment where Kang and Kodos appear, the very first episode they appear, Shrek the Preparer is also there too. And he never returns, sadly. But I figure with the whole eating humans thing, he fits in really nicely to this event, so why not chuck him in there? Anyway, boom, Act 2 comes out, there's a Gills deal. It's the Rigilian Lisa with the Out-of-Date Land for 200 donuts. So this is obviously, it's a ride, which is on Earth, not in, Rigel 7, but seeing as Rigilian Lisa kind of mirrors real Lisa, and she's very curious about the humans, I figure, you could make something up as to why she's at this ride. Plus, the ride's kind of future-themed anyway, kind of alien-themed anyway, so I figure it's a good enough connection. Plus, it's a Gills deal, so you expect like a pretty decent-looking building, so yeah, I figure this combo was not so bad. And yeah. But in the store for Act 2, you've got the Rigel 7 Zoo with the Rigilian Mother for 150 donuts. So, yeah, pretty funky looking building actually this could be, the zoo building. And then the Mother, again, pretty minor character, not gonna lie, but I figured there's something you can do with her, and that's kind of riffing off her and Marge, and as well as the Crazy Cat Lady. I think there could be like a really interesting little quest line with her and the Crazy Cat Lady, because obviously she appears to be terrified of a kitten, so yeah. Marge asks for her family and the town to be let go now, but Kang and Kodos are not so quick to do so. They tell Marge that they need to find another way to use the humans. Marge suggests they live in peace together. Wouldn't that be nice? But a Rigilian mother asks if she can borrow Marge. She looks like a good cleaner. Marge is offended, but, she's like, I guess it is true. The mother asks Marge to clean up the falling mountain debris around her new house. So you do some tasks and you unlock the falling mountains ×3. So basically what these are, they're like kind of big they look like they're floating mountains. And so how I propose they're added to the game is they're added as floating mountains, but when you tap them, they kind of just fall from the air and kind of crack into pieces. And then when you tap them again, they basically just revert back. They all kind of go back into place and then rise up again. So you basically, essentially, it's a decoration that you can have in two forms. You can either have it as a destroyed pile of rocks, or you can have it as a floating mountain. Obviously the former or the latter is what most people are going to want it for, but I figure have the falling thing be there too, because I do think it would be a cool little visual. Marge finds that the Rigilians are using all Springfield's mothers as common house slaves, and she thinks that's wrong, so wrong. Marge then speaks out against the mother, and Kang says, "Way to go, Marge, you've ruined it for all your kind. Now you have to go with the rest of Springfield, the zoo. First, though, you have to move out the other residents." So, you do some tasks, and you unlock the Rigilian taxi. So it's like this little dragon thing. I guess you could call it a Rigilian dragon, but I called it a taxi because there is like another one that's used as basically a taxi. Yeah, you could tap it. I think there's like a blue one as well, the one that Bart's on. There's one that Bart's on, one that Milhouse is on. You could just tap them and then change colours. You don't need to add like 2 separate ones. I think just tapping it and making it change colours is enough. The Simpsons are now on, they're a zoo exhibit. But somehow Mo and a kitten are more popular than them. Marge is getting angry at this. We're much more interesting than Mo and its stupid cat. Homer tells Marge to stop drawing attention, but she doesn't stop. So you do all that and you unlock the kitten exhibit, which is right here. Pretty cool, just a little kitten inside of a thing. But I kind of do like how this looks, this little exhibit thing. And then the humanologist begins to give Marge the attention that she seems to want, and he sees it's weird that this female of the species is wanting so much attention. He begins to tell the mother, Kang and Kodos, that she must be trying to submit to her new masters, or maybe even find a mate, and Marge is just getting really, really pissed off. So you do all your tasks, and you unlock the Simpsons exhibit, which is right here. So, yeah, pretty cool, actually. So, basically what this would be is just like how it appears here. Remove Homer and Marge from this screenshot here, and it'll just be the couch on display. So, yeah, it would be an interior, sort of, but it makes sense, because obviously this is outside, right? Plus, you kind of get to see the Simpsons living room inside the game in a kind of legitimate and reasonable way. And, yeah, I don't know. I think this could be like a really cool little decoration. Now, could it be a building? I think possibly. I think if you're going to make this one a building, though, you've got to be consistent. Make the kitten exhibit a building, too. But if you really want buildings, I guess, yeah, you could. But honestly, I think I'd be fine with them just both being decorations. You don't have to have a building, necessarily, in every prize track. Obviously, I'd make this one a building for sure, and maybe at a stretch this one a building too. But yeah, we were missing a building in the prize track. A little bit crappy, but I think these two decorations are, well, at least this one's pretty cool, so I don't know. Marge explodes at the Rigilians as they pass by, and her whining and nagging brings out the rest of Springfield. They begin to complain about the lack of beer, the lack of shelter, the lack of privacy. Kang tells the humanologist to sort them out, but he can't. Kang figures this zoo idea has failed then. So you do all your tasks and you unlock the humanologist, who is right here. So yeah, he obviously plays a pretty big part in the episode, so I definitely think he's wanted in the prize track more so than any of the others. So you get Shrek the Preparer and the humanologist. I think those two are pretty big, big old Rigilians. Anyway, in the store for Act 3 is the Resistance ship with the Rigel 7 Resistant Leader, or you could just call it the Rigilian Resistant Leader. Yeah, for 150 donuts. So pretty nice looking ship for sure. It is a bit similar to other ships we got in the past, so I was trying to think of a way they could add this cave, this secret cave, but I just don't think it's possible to really add this, resistant cave into the game, unless they were to make like some big rock face, but it would just be ugly, or some big cliff. I just think adding the ship's fair enough, and you can always add the cave stuff around it. Like you could have it like actually be inside of a cave, and then the ship just kind of be in the cave. I think that actually would be a cool way of adding it, yeah. Kind of add it like a cave, like the caves we got in the game, and then just have the ship on kind of full view, because then you could have this like little metal arm thing here that's kind of looking down at the ship and all these wires and stuff. So yeah, add it as like a cave with the ship on display. Kang figures if they can't eat Springfield and they can't put them in the zoo, then slavery is the only thing they can do with the town. Homer is outraged, Marge is forced to cook, Lisa is forced to do all the calculations and science stuff that Kang can't be bothered with, and Bart is forced to entertain as a jester. Homer is used for labour, hard labour, chopping trees. Whilst he's doing that, he meets the resistance leader who asks Homer for his help to free the town. And anyway, you do your tasks and you unlock some Rigilian trees. So yeah, they do look like really, really nice trees. And if they kind of make this like the body tree that they added in Springfield Enlightenment, like make them big, make them huge, I think these could definitely be an awesome addition to the game for sure. I would love to see these. Homer has snuck away from his hard labour to talk to the resistant leader, and she has a plan, and it involves Maggie. Homer sees Maggie has been turned into one of them. Homer is horrified, but the resistant leader says that it's told that one day a half Rigilian and half alien will be born and take the crown of Rigel 7. The Rigilian resistant leader thinks this might be Maggie. So you do all your tasks and you unlock Alien Maggie. You can call her Rigilian Maggie, either one. Obviously, massively wanted costume. Lots of people want to see this in the game. I wasn't initially going to include it, but I ended up thinking, because there's like such a lack of buildings, I think it makes sense, and I think it would be fairly reasonable to add a costume character in this prize track, and then later in the Act 4 you'll see that there's 2 costumes in the prize track. But I think that's reasonable considering we're not getting a building for like 2 acts. I don't know, I think it makes up for it personally, but let me know if you think that's realistic. Obviously they've done this in the past before, adding a character costume in the prize track. They tend more to do it in mini updates. Obviously recently we've got a character costume in the Tragic Magic update, so again, it's not impossible, but it is a bit rarer. But I think, again, like I said, lack of buildings, I think it's fair. Also, that taxi, this taxi thing, I think this guy should just be a decoration, but or he could be an NPC. Could he be an NPC? No, I think that guy should be a decoration. Yeah. But however, with the Anyway, so Maggie is presented to the Rigilians, and Kodos bows, but Kang doesn't. There is only one queen for him. All that war then commences, and Rigel 7 goes to war with itself. And you do all your tasks, and you unlock the Tanknosaurus. Now, the Tanknosaurus, I think, should be a NPC because it's consistent with the Bulldozosaurus. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, what about the Rigel taxi? It's just with the whole taxi thing, I kind of want the whole, like, you tap it and the colours change. But these guys all look the same anyway, so just having one kind of go around your town, I think that's fair. But it kind of lines up with the Bulldozosaurus. Call me inconsistent, whatever. We're going with that, though. Kang gets a hold of Maggie and threatens to prove once and for all that she is not the rightful queen, but Homer thinks she's going to die, and the resistant leader offers him a ship to save her. So you do all your tasks and you unlock the Vital ship, which is right here. One of that's in the base, but it just looks really cool. I think it would be awesome to get that in the game for sure. Homer reaches Maggie, Kang, and the Rigilian Queen, but Homer is joined by Kodos, all of Rigel 7, Springfield, and the Resistance leader. The resistant leader tells Homer it's all okay because this, too, was prophesied. The fake queen will order the death of the real queen, and then they will be in peace and harmony or whatever. Homer says, no, not Maggie, she can't die. But Maggie is actually the one to fire a gun at the Rigilian Queen. Gasp. The Queen of Rigel 7 was the true queen after all. What a revelation. So you do all your tasks and you unlock the Rigilian Queen, who's right here. Now, she technically is already in the game because she appears in that like big nectar decoration thing, but she looks a bit different in this episode, and I don't know, I just want her as a character. You know, she's the Queen of Rigel 7. I don't want her as a decoration. I think adding her as a character is cool. So, yeah. Moving on, we've finally got Act 4, so we've got the Rigilian Converter with Rigilian Millhouse for 125 donuts. So this will have to be a decoration. There's just no way in good consciousness I can make this a building. And doing a Rigel 7 update is pretty hard on the buildings. There isn't tons to really add. This one, I think, yeah, I don't know. I think it's fair. It's a decoration, but you can kind of add it out as like a really cool looking interior. You know, I always reference the Hell Stage, but you could kind of make it like a little, almost like a little tent-like thing, you know, like a little metal kind of shed thing, and you can kind of see the converter thing inside of it. And obviously it'll come with Rigilian Millhouse, and this will be a costume, not a character, because obviously we've got Mecha Chambers in the game, and now we've got Mecha Chambers in the game as a costume. I think that they should be damn consistent and make all of the stuff from this segment into costumes. So Rigilian Millhouse will be a costume. Moving on, Kang and Kodos are so done with Springfield, they propose to their people that they just take the humans out, total annihilation. But the resistant leader brings up that that's cruel, and the Queen says she does like the Krusty Burgers the humans make, and so she can't do with, getting rid of all of them. The Queen suggests, why don't we just turn the humans into Rigilians? That way they can live side by side. They test it out on Milhouse, turning him into an alien, and Homer, Marge, Lisa, and most of the town are out of there fleeing. They don't want to be aliens, but Bart, he's kind of up for it. So you do all your tasks and you unlock Rigilian Bart as a costume for, obviously, Bart. Bart and Milhouse are having the time of their life as Rigilians, and they're able to one-up bullies and Skinner. Skinner warns the boys he will get Mecha Chalmers on them, but they say that's fine. They have his Mega Mecha suit, and you unlock the Mega Mecha suit. Now, basically, in the episode, Mecha Chalmers, you can see him there, he goes inside of this big mecha suit. So I want this big mecha suit added as a separate decoration. It's a real shame that they didn't add Mecha Chalmers with this, or include this somehow as a combo with the base that he comes with. But what they could do, and I'm inspired by Tragic Magic now, is actually have a bonus animation for Mecha Chalmers, and have an animation inside of this big thing. Although I do have something prepared for this, another character prepared for this, or another costume prepared for this this decoration. Marge asks Quimby what they're going to do. What are they going to do to finally get rid of these Rigilians and save her boy? But Quimby is not really fussed. He's already been bribed by the aliens. Lisa complains that Rigel Seven's ecosystem is destroying Springfield's nature too. The town is outraged, and they're all looking for a new leader. So you do your tasks, and you unlock the Rigel 7 banana trees, which are right here. They do look pretty nice. Bart, Milhouse, and Kang tell the town that this isn't Springfield anymore, and they better join them or leave this town for good. However, Krusty steps up. Milhouse tries to reason with Krusty, but accidentally ends up beheading him, causing a showdown with the town and the aliens. Which obviously will end in the Rigilians winning, so you unlock the Rigel 7 sign. So this will just look like the sign at the Springfield sign and the Outland sign that we have already in the game. Just a big kind of mountainous sign saying Rigel 7 on it. And yeah, this will have to be a decoration. Again, another prize track without a building. I know, I'm sorry, but all the buildings are in the prize track. But don't worry, this one, you're getting 2 costumes, so I think it makes up for it. Krusty is back as the CEO of the Anti-Rigel 7 Commission. He's ready to kick those aliens out of town, and he does so with the help of the town. And, the humans are winning, blah, blah, blah. Bart and Milhouse, there's just Bart, Milhouse, and Kang left. And Kang tells them to nuke Springfield, destroy the town. And this is where I think they could do something interesting and give the player, a choice. And that choice basically would be nuke the town and be rewarded with 300 donuts, or side with the humans and defeat the Rigilians. And you will also unlock some tokens. You'll unlock 10 tokens or something. Now, obviously, everyone's going to go with the second option, and it is kind of an illusion. If you end up nuking the town, you get 300 donuts. Big whoop. It's not that big of a deal. But if you side with the humans, you defeat the Rigilians, you get some tokens. Now, everyone's going to go with the second option, unless someone's got a really crappy town and they don't mind nuking it. But I just think even just having the illusion of choice there is really, really cool. So yeah. I don't know. I think it could be a cool way of tying it in. And then you do all your tasks, and you will obviously unlock the CEO Krusty as a costume for Krusty. I don't know what else to call him, because obviously he's meant to be the CEO of this military base, but calling him CEO military base Krusty is just too much of a mouthful. And obviously he's on a new body as well, so you call him it's really difficult. So CEO Krusty kind of just made sense to me. I don't know, because that's what they refer to him as. Anyway, the epilogue: if you nuke the town, the Rigilians are now the overlords of Springfield, and they declare that the Sky Finger will rebuild the way that they want it to be rebuilt. And if you don't nuke it, the Rigilians beg to stay in Springfield, allow them to stay as long as they do all the bad tasks that no one wants to do. And then you do some tasks, and that's the end of the event. Yeah. So I don't know. I think this definitely could work as a theme. I'm trying to stick with stuff from Rigel 7. I try my best to stick with that subject. There's a lack of buildings for sure, and I think that's just inevitable. There's not really much, unless I tie in some buildings and really, really loosely tie in some buildings. This is how it has to be, really. But I think regardless, I think it would be awesome just to have a Rigel 7 event. Anyway, let's look at some tasks and animations. So, for the Space Broccoli, we got try boiling himself for 60 minutes. Basically, this will just be him sitting in like a big pot, a boiling pot, and literally boiling himself. Taste himself for 4 hours. This could just be at the Brown House. Avoid vegans for 8 hours. This could be at any restaurant, really. Basically, he doesn't want to be eaten. And get angry at everything for 12 hours. This is him huffing, puffing, storming off, kind of getting mad. And then defeat Earth Broccoli for 24 hours. Again, any restaurant. For the Rigilian bagpipe player, we got chase after his bagpipes for 60 minutes. So here's his little bagpipe man here. He'll just be chasing these little bagpipes. And technically this is a 2-in-1 character, because obviously this bagpipe is actually like a little Rigilian. So, he'll obviously be carrying his bagpipes around, so I'm counting that as a 2-in-1 character. But this little animation, he'll just be chasing his bagpipe around the town. Help people mourn their loved ones for 4 hours. That will be in the Hall of Ceremonies, the building he comes with. Research this Scotland for 8 hours. That could be anywhere, really. Maybe the Willie's shack. Bagpipe off with Willie for 12 hours. So this, I think, would be an awesome animation. Him and Willie just both playing the bagpipes, bagpiping off. I was kind of inspired by this with the Moby Man Sea Captain animation, and then fall out with his bagpipes for 24 hours. That will be at the Hall of Ceremonies, really. For Chirac the Preparer, we got read up on recipes for 60 minutes. So this will just be him pretty much reading his How to Cook Humans book. Cry at insults for 4 hours. This will be any sort of Rigel 7 building, I guess. Prepare the starter for 8 hours. This could be the ship, I suppose, or it could be the Kangakodis' ship, actually. Cook up a human soup for 12 hours. So I want this animation. He's got like a big kind of cauldron. There's like a little severed arm sticking out, a severed foot sticking out, maybe an eyeball kind of floats to the top, and he's just there stirring the pot, essentially. And then cook non-human food, and obviously by that I mean something that doesn't contain human, for 24 hours. That will be at the ship. For Rigilian Lisa, we have play the Rigilian saxophone for 60 minutes. Now, we actually see Lisa playing this Rigilian saxophone, but I figure just repurpose this little shot here with the alien Lisa, Rigilian Lisa. Obviously, this isn't actually Lisa, this is a separate character, and she'll just be playing this Rigilian saxophone. Try make human friends for 4 hours. This will be at the school. Learn about humanity for 8 hours. This could be like a museum, actually. Ogle at humans for 12 hours. So this will just be her with her little red ball thing, and there'll be like just some NPC humans walking past, and she just tries to like harass them. Maybe she gives one the ball and they drop it on the floor and break it, and she kind of gets upset. And then criticize the not so future land for 24 hours. That will be at the ride she comes with. For the Rigilian mother, we have shoo away birds. Pretty much just her and her babies are like looking at these birds in amazement, and she's like shooing them away, and they fly away and they come back to the popcorn. Learn from human mothers for 4 hours. This will be with Marge, I guess, in the Simpsons house. Visit the zoo for 8 hours. Come with the zoo that she comes with. Get chased by cats for 12 hours. So this is where I kind of want to have the crazy cat lady in a quest line, because we do know all the only thing we know about her is she's scared of like that kitten. So basically there'll be like a crowd of like 3 stray cats chasing her, and she'll be kind of like running, and obviously we can get these really cool emotive shock reactions from both her and her little babies there. And then hide from the crazy cat lady for 24 hours. This could be at the zoo. For the humanologist, we have give a presentation on Rigel 7 for 60 minutes. So that's pretty much just, as you can see it there, the little screen will kind of like just spawn. Get addicted to social media for 4 hours. This is obviously as he's researching humans, because he's a humanologist. Write a new book on humanity for 8 hours. Both these ones could just be any kind of building, really. Lick Homer for 12 hours. So this should be him chasing Homer around the town and like licking him up the back. Really weird, but why not? And then taste Senior Human for 24 hours. This will be at the retirement castle, where he tries to eat some old folks. For the Rigilian resistant leader, we have Rally for Human Rights for 60 minutes. Bit of a boring one. I couldn't really think of much for her, honestly. But yeah, just kind of like, her rallying, protesting, whatever. Rescue humans for 4 hours. This will be at the Rigel. It could be the Resistance ship, to be honest. Recruit for the cause. 3 hours. That'll be the Resistance ship. Fix up the ship for 12 hours. So this will just be her like going around the ship, repairing it. Kind of maybe like a little blowtorch here, maybe a little lick of paint there. You know, that kind of thing. And try and change the way of Rigel 7 for 24 hours. That will be at the Resistance ship. For Rigilian Maggie, aka Alien Maggie, we got try be a baby for 60 minutes. So just her with her little rattle, her little block here, the teddy and the bottle, and you know, rattling the rattle, playing with the teddy, you know, sipping from the bottle, and you know, maybe just like moving this around as well. Signal Rigel 7 for 4 hours. This will be at the Simpsons house. Sticks to the ceiling for 8 hours. Again, the Simpsons house. Attack Homer for 12 hours. This will be Homer, with Homer obviously. Maggie going around the town, and Maggie just kind of like, well, Homer going around the town with Maggie on him, and Maggie's kind of like slithering up his back, slithering up his front, you know, over his head, maybe biting him on the cheek or something. That kind of thing. I think that could be kind of cool. And then Liv with her dad Kang for 24 hours. That will be her and Kang. The Brown House, I guess. For the Rigilian Queen, we got try to resist human meat. So this will be a 60-minute thing. A little table will spawn. Maybe there's like a little foot, and she's like there with her fork. She takes a bite, and she's like passing out and she's dying, and she gets up and she tries it again because she just can't resist. Look for a consort for 4 hours. This will be at the bachelor's apartment, actually, the one that Kurt comes with. Whatever it's called, that one. I think it's the Bachelor's Arms, right? Yeah, she's looking for a single man to be her consort. Run to be president of Earth, 8 hours. This will just be at the town hall. Eat her own nectar for 12 hours. So this will be her, like, nectar will be coming from her ears and her eyes and her mouth, and she'll just be, actually, not her mouth, be coming from, like, her ears, maybe, and she's just, like, eating it all up. Like, really disgusting, but whatever. And then reign over her subjects for 24 hours. That'll just be at any real building. Rigel building, I guess. For Rigilian Millhouse, we're almost done. Kick Sister Rock and Cry. So this will just be him kicking a rock and then crying because the rock's actually alive. Apologise to all of Rigel 7 for 4 hours. This will just be at any like Rigilian tree or something. Try to adapt to his new life, 8 hours. Again, any kind of Rigilian building. Malfunction the converter for 12 hours. So basically, this one will be him at the little converter. You know, it's sparking or whatever. He's got like a spanner. He's trying his best to fix it. It's not going so well. And then look for his own Rigilian lover for 24 hours. That will be at any Rigilian building, really. And then for Rigilian Bar, we have fight a banana peel for 60 minutes. This big banana peel thing basically attacks him and he's fighting it. Maybe he'll actually trap him as well, and he'll be inside of it and then he'll break free. Try get on with the in-laws for 4 hours. This will be him, Kang and Kodos at the Brown House maybe. Try ride Rigilian creatures for 8 hours. This could be the Rigilian taxi thing or anything really. Go on a trip for 12 hours. This will be him basically wigging out on this kind of electro dingy that obviously Kamala does for her, and then raise her baby with Kamala for 24 hours. Yeah, that will be with Kamala if you own her. If you don't own her, you can still do the task, obviously, but I'm sure Kamala will return in this event. And then finally, for CEO Kirsty, we have Drink Hilarium for 60 minutes. This will be him. This little bottle thing will spawn, and he'll just be drinking it and then laughing his ass off, basically. Invest in comedy shows for 4 hours. This will be any kind of studio, I suppose. Crusalu Studios, actually. Find a new body for his head for 8 hours. Any building, really. Get in the Mega Mecha suit. So this is the one I was talking about with the Mega Mecha suit. I kind of want Krusty to be inside of it instead, and like this thing I want to be huge. So Krusty will look like tiny in it, and he'll just like be moving this knife around or whatever. I think it'd be a pretty awesome little task for him. And then find a new planet to plunder for 24 hours. That will be any building really. Any of the things that he comes in the prize track. Rigel 7 sign, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that is my little event. So I hope you have enjoyed. Obviously a lot to get through, but I really wanted to, do this event justice. So tell me what you think of it. I know that there's a lack of buildings, and I know some of these characters aren't the best, but I think theme-wise, this event is on point. And there's like some things you can say about some Halloween events, but I often find like a lot of the Halloween events do feel like a bunch of shit they've tried to like stick together and make it work. Whereas I'm okay with having one that has a strong theme with a few cool characters added in there. Like for example, like Shrek the Preparer is really awesome. I think having the Humanologist is really awesome. The Rigilian Queen would be really awesome, and both these costumes for Bart and Milhouse would be so cool. So yeah, I don't know. I think the event is awesome. I think I've made a great event, just to toot my own horn, but you guys tell me. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.